welcome everyone to episode 1 of the Bob and John Sports Hour. We changed a few things about the show. For starters, as you can tell, we changed the name of the show as well as the start and ending time of the show to 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., which means we're going to be broadcasting our show for 1 hour. We also changed the show format to get as much sports news as we can in an hour. So let's not waste any time and introduce my co-host, Mr. Bob Sharp, the walking sports almanac, and the voice of God, down there below, Jake.
Hello.
I know Jake gets a kick out of that voice of God. I know he loves it. What is up, Morgan? It's been a crazy week for both of us, Bob, in sports. Both of us, we saw the Dodgers sneak into the postseason, sneak in there like snakes. Beating the Cardinals, beating the Cardinals, then losing game 1 to the Giants, only to tie the series 1-1. Our Rams came back from that horrible performance against the Cardinals to beat the Seahawks 26-17. Yes. We saw number 1 Alabama getting beat. Getting beat, Bob. Getting beat by who, Bob?
They got beat by Texas A&M, but who's your new number 1, John? Who's your new number 1?
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. 41-30.
Let's just stay together, John.
Yeah. Georgia Bulldogs.
No, it's Go Dogs. Okay,
Go Dogs. Losing to Texas A&M 41-38. Bob's Bulldogs beating Auburn 34-10, and Penn State losing the Iowa game they should have won. They should have won that game due to injuries. And to last night's game where the Bills took it to the Chiefs 38-20, making the Chiefs 2-3. 2-3, Bob. We're going to start with the NFL segment right off the bat, and then we're going to go into I want to really focus on baseball, but we're going to finish off we're going to start off with the NFL games of the week, and we're going to start off with that Chiefs game, Bob. What happened?
What happens is the Bills and I think the rest of the NFL have caught up to the Chiefs, the fact that the Chiefs have a weak run defense right now. Chris Jones didn't play, which is their best defensive lineman, but they thoroughly took advantage of the Chiefs' lack of run defense, and they just pounded it and pounded them. It was a good game. I mean,
yeah, it was a good game.
There were some calls that could have gone either way. There was one killer. Well, there was that killer call in the late third quarter where they called roughing the passer on Kansas City, but it really wasn't, because even the announcers and the official in the booth said it was not a roughing call. But it changed the whole momentum of the game, because the Chiefs were down by 18. They stop them, they score, they can come back. No, the Chiefs were down by 11 at the time. They were down by 11. So stop them. They could have came back and scored. The Bills were on their own 5-yard line, so the Chiefs would have had a short field and stuff, and that really changed the momentum of the game. But the Chiefs look very beatable. They have a very young offensive line, like Andre said.
Yeah.
Last week, they have a very young offensive line that need to come together. But the good thing for the Chiefs is their next 5 games on the schedule. They've got Jacksonville. Yeah. They've got Houston. They got 5 horrible teams in a row. So Kansas City has a wonderful opportunity to bounce back from this and come out at 7-3 after 10 games. So they'll be fine.
Yeah, I think the Bills defense played smart. I think watching. Defense, they took Hill out of the game. They basically took him out of the game, and that was a smart move. And hopefully other teams take advantage of that. And they were bumping Kelsey at the line. He was working his ass off to get a catch. Josh Allen went 15 for 26 for 315 yards and 3 touchdowns and no interceptions. Yay! It's about damn time. And Patrick Mahomes, 35 for 54, 272, 2 touchdowns, 2 INTs. He looked off last night, Bob.
That's because his offensive line didn't block very well, and he was running for his life on half those throws.
Yeah.
He didn't have like 5 seconds to sit back in the pocket and pull and pick people apart. But Josh Allen is a very good quarterback. He will be very, very good. Hey, Nick.
I didn't know he was from here, Bob. I didn't know he was from this area. Fireball.
Fireball, a little farming town about an hour and a half away from here. Been there multiple times. There's nothing in Fireball.
Cantaloupe, Bob.
You have to be there on purpose to be in Fireball. Okay, there's nothing in Fireball. Cantaloupe. It's on the west side of the valley. They do a lot of farming. Okay. If you get lost in Fireball, I don't know where you were going, because you definitely weren't going to Mendota, or you definitely weren't, trying to find some other little town. Okay.
I was trying to
go around, you got lost.
I was trying to think why you would be in that area, and I was thinking pea soup. Maybe you were going to the pea soup truck stop.
Oh, I know. Well, Pea Soup Anderson's is in Santa Nella, which is probably about 25 miles away.
But
you would have to get on a side road and be lost. Now, like I said, there's a lot. It's a great farming community. If you drive out there, you go through Dos Palos, and there is a lot of cotton and stuff out there to pick. I mean, but it's on the west side. If you're on I-5 and you take Nice Avenue, you got to go 20 minutes off of I-5 through like fields just to get to Fireball.
Yeah. It to me, it looked like he was, even without his offensive line, he looked a little bit off last night.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't look like his normal self. He didn't look as confident as he was before. And then with the delay, when he came back, they looked like they were starting to get the ball rolling, and then just one mistake after the other.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny how what's his name? Do you ever get that feeling where the announcers actually jinxed the freaking team?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he jinxed them from the beginning about the center hike. He jinxed them right from the beginning. It's like, yeah, they've talked about how bad that hike is, the snap is to the quarterback. And that last one, though, goddamn Morgan got lucky on that last one last night. She's losing, and then all of a sudden, bad snap, fumble, they recover. Morgan's up by 1.5 or whatever it was. Who are the big guys in that game? Zach Moss had 11 carries for 37 yards.
I had Zach Moss in another
league. You did. Damn straight. Yeah, Morgan. Whatever, Morgan.
I had Travis Kelce. He did well, 17, almost 18 points.
Well, Sanders was a surprise. Surprise.
I had Emmanuel Sanders in another league, and right now I'm up by 14 in that league.
Oh, that's the thing. I mean, I know every quarterback has that go-to guy. Brady has Gronk. You know where I'm going with that. But for Stephon, for Josh Allen, that's never been his go-to guy. There's never been.
Diggs didn't do anything last night. Diggs was barely even used. I mean,
they were covering him well.
Yeah, but like I said, if you look at the defense, they were on Diggs. So yes, I mean, Josh Allen did great to pick up his second and third options. He made Dawson Knox a star last night.
Yeah, he did.
Everyone's going to start drafting Dawson Knox. You know what I mean? Today or tomorrow on the waiver wire, everyone's going to be looking to let Dawson Knox. Okay, I need a tight end. I need Knox. Okay, because Dawson Knox, he was made a star last night.
Yeah, it was a good game. That delay, I think, kind of threw both teams off. I don't know how they got to talking about peanut butter last night. I stepped away, came back, and all of a sudden, Collinsworth and the other guy were talking about peanut butter in the locker rooms and how the guys were upset that it wasn't a certain kind of peanut butter. I was like, did you guys officially run out of stuff to talk about because of the rain delay?
Yeah, I didn't watch the game during the rain delay. I had flipped the channel and watched Big Bang Theory. So I kept going back to see when the game was going to start. But
It was hilarious because they started talking about the specific type of peanut butter the guys wanted in the locker room and the type of jelly that they needed to have. They were upset that they didn't have it in there. And I was just like, okay, whatever, guys. Let's get into the let's go Browns Chargers game, Bob.
I watched the highlights.
Yeah.
Neither team was very good on defense yesterday. But the Chargers are for real. The Browns are for real. That was a good game. I mean, I worked yesterday. I didn't get to see it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I came home, checked the highlights. Mike Williams is finally becoming a star after being in the league for 6 years.
Yeah.
I drafted Mike Williams 5 years ago in a keeper league, and he did nothing. This is his breakout year. Thank God, finally.
Yeah. Yeah. Baker Mayfield went 23 for 32 for 305 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Chubbs with a touchdown, Hunt with 2 touchdowns. Let me see here. Yeah, and Herbert 26 for 43. That guy's fucking money, dude.
He is. He's very good, but he'll only get better. I mean, this is only his second year in the league. Okay, he's going to get a lot better, and that's what's going to be scary. But as long as San Diego can keep talent around it, because one of the unsung heroes in this league that no one ever talks about is Austin Eckler. Yeah. The guy is just, he can run the ball, he can catch the ball. The guy is a stud coming out of the backfield. Oh, shit. Gruden
2 touchdowns. Okay. Yeah, Gruden just got. I knew it. Which is, we may touch on that at the end of the show.
But you know what the best game was yesterday? Because I had to go back and watch highlights of it. Was Green Bay and Cincinnati.
Yeah, it was.
Because my favorite moment on that was when the Cincinnati kicker kicked a field goal and he thought he made it, and he thought it was a game winner, and he thought he made it, and he barely missed. But Cincinnati's for real, man. They're going to be good. Cincinnati's going to be very good. I saw where Joe Burrow got. I saw where Joe Burrow got hurt.
Yeah,
and everyone's complaining that they need to protect the quarterback more. My only theory is if you're going to leave the pocket and run the ball, you're fair game, dude.
Yeah.
You're fair game, dude. If you don't want to get a hit like that, don't leave the pocket.
Dude,
you're now a runner, and the hit wasn't even that bad. Unfortunately, the way he landed and stuff, and he hit the other guy, that's what got him hurt. But there was nothing dirty about that play. I mean, he ran the ball. He was a runner. He was scrambling. He was running. He was. There's nothing to protect there, man. You're fair game.
When Josh Allen jumped over that guy, my heart came out.
Dude, that was awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah, but all I thought was, dude, that's the last place you want to be is in the air. No.
Well, the Kansas City Chief guy went down because he didn't think Josh Allen would hurt him. The only thing bad for Josh Allen now is if he does that again, no one's just going to go down and then try to get him on his knees. They're going to wait and have him commit. And if he jumps in midair, that dude grabs him, he can slam him to the ground. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I was surprised that they haven't figured that out about him yet, because this is not the first year. This isn't the first game he's done that. He loves to run the ball, and he tucks it away. He's like a friggin' running back there when he takes off. I mean, at least he slid last night a couple times. Yeah. I mean, there was a couple times there where I thought he was just going to put his head down and try to get that extra 1 yard or 2 yard. And I'm like, dude, you're a quarterback. Your job is not to try to get that extra 1 yard running, dude. Throw the ball or go slide. But yeah, it was a good game. Which one were we on? Oh, we were on the we can go right into the I threw this one in there. Of course, the 49ers Cardinals game. What the fuck? Why couldn't we get that same Cardinals team a couple weeks ago, Bob? When we faced them.
Well, I think what it is the Niners. I don't think the Cardinals played any worse. It's just the Niners came out with a better defensive strategy on them than the Rams did. Now, because I mean, thank God I got to watch the Sunday night game, and I finally got to look at the Rams and stuff. The problem with the Rams is they can stop the run if the front four gets involved, but they're only playing 2 light linebackers, and they're playing with an extra safety. So once you get past the front 4, it's wide open for a while. They got to shore that up to stop the run, because they do fairly well on the pass, but teams are going to keep running the ball at them. And as long as two or three guys are going to block Aaron Donald, you're screwed once he gets past the front 4.
What do you think about Trey Lance's performance? 15 for 29, 89 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, and
it's predictable. He's a rookie.
He's a rookie.
He's never played in that kind of environment with that kind of talent. Okay. Yeah. He played in the FBS. Okay. He was awesome, but he's not playing. Those guys weren't as big and strong and fast as the NFL players are. Give him time. Give him time. Yeah. He will learn. I mean, the good thing is he didn't completely lose his head and throw like 5 interceptions or do anything really stupid.
Right. Well, I think that was smart on the coach. Just get a couple quick outs. Nothing big, nothing long. Trey wasn't the guy you disliked. It was the other guy, right? In the draft.
I don't like Justin Fields.
Justin Fields, that's right. That's the guy. That's the guy. I was trying to remember. For some reason, I get those two mixed up: Trey Lance and Justin Fields.
Okay.
Kyle Murray.
Kyler Murray had a decent game.
Is somebody going to figure out how to stop him?
Yeah, the Rams beat him his first 4 times.
Yeah.
But with Kyler Murray, you got to keep him in the pocket. Don't let him run. Just like Kaepernick and just like Lamar Jackson. If you want to beat those guys, keep them in the pocket. Let them pass.
Yeah.
Let them pass. But unfortunately, the freaking Cardinals have awesome wide receivers. You got Hopkins. You got Green. You've got
Hopkins, the only touchdown yesterday.
You've got Rashonde Moore now. I mean, the Cardinals are fully loaded at wide receiver.
Yeah. It was a weird game. As I didn't kind of watch. I'm not a big Niner fan. Unfortunately, we're stuck having Bob, where we live. We have to. That's the game that's on the tube.
Well,
we got to watch.
The beauty part about it is right now is the Rams are 4-1 and the Niners are 2-3.
Yep, that's all that matters.
If people go Niners, they can suck my ass. You know what I'm saying?
Jake's happy though. Jake, your team's
Minnesota won. No Vikings. So Jake, I got
Lions.
Okay, Jake, I got to ask you, what was the Kirk Cousins, Mike Zimmer pushing and shoving all about yesterday?
Oh, I guarantee you, Cousins was yelling, "You like that?" to Zimmer.
Oh, okay.
I guarantee that's what it was, because that's what it looked like he was mouthing. "You like that?" And then coach. It's no drama. Okay. Of course not.
Okay. It wasn't one of those "Let's go Brandon" moments.
Look at Morgan giving you shit. It was a major accomplishment there. Spoken like a true Green Bay Packers fan,
right?
Giving the Viking fan shit.
The one thing we finally did is we finally made a game-winning field goal. All right, that's what we finally did.
What was up?
Your kicker had like 20 points in fantasy football yesterday.
What was it What was it about Sunday and extra points and field goals? What the hell?
I'm sorry, he had 16. He had 16 fantasy football points yesterday.
What was going on? It was, I think, every kicker, extra point field goal kickers got together on the phone and they said, "You know what? Let's just miss a shit ton of extra points and field goals this Sunday, and we're gonna up our scale pay wage, because this." It has to be a conspiracy. I've never seen so many missed extra points and so many missed kicks Sunday in a long, long time in the NFL. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I can't get into the head of a kicker. We're about to jump into the next time, but to me, a lot of those guys were like, "All right, I missed it," and they just did it come off to you guys like that? It's like, "Yeah, I missed it," and just kind of like they have no care. It's like, "Oh well, fuck it, I missed it,"
No, it's what? It's not, seriously. It's not that. Oh God, Ben Cleveland got hurt. Man, get better, Ben.
Get better.
It's not that they don't care. Kickers. And unless you are like the top 5 kickers, like Justin Tucker can miss and no big deal.
Yeah.
Everybody outside of the top 5, if you miss a kick, you could get fired. Okay? Yeah, you miss
Remember,
2 kicks, you're gone. Okay.
yeah. Remember, there's a Euro player out there just dying to get into the NFL. Dude.
Yeah.
Oh, any other games you guys want to touch on before we jump on over to postseason baseball? I think we did Rams Seahawks, Browns Chargers.
I think that if Daniel Jones doesn't get hurt, I think the Giants give Dallas a better game.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of guys got hurt, and unfortunately, 3 or 4 of them were in my fantasy league. But I think if Daniel Jones doesn't get hurt, he can.
Yeah.
But again, he got hurt running the ball. He got a concussion getting tackled. So it's not like they're beating up quarterbacks. Quarterbacks want to run the ball. That's what happens.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add, Jake? You want to throw some Minnesota talk out there? Are you good with football?
No, I just with the 49ers there too with Lance, I got to give him a little love being from North Dakota here, who also won this weekend. Go Bison.
Mm-hmm.
Go Bison.
Well, I give my Bison's update from Danielle on Facebook. So
yeah.
But no, I did good. I noticed they were talking in some of the shows. He needs to. That's what he did at NDSU. Is he ran all the time. And he put himself in harm's way. And like you were saying, it's easier in FCS football where the guys are the same size as him. NFL, they're a little bigger. But, yeah.
All right. Let's get into ALDS and the NLDS postseason. We're going to start with the we won't go into the wild card game. We all agree that the Dodgers snuck in there like snakes and got into the postseason. We're all agreeing on that one. There's no disagreement, correct, Bob?
John, your jealousy is really turning you onto the dark side. Hey. You and the Emperor and Darth Vader would be very well together right now.
I feel your hate. I gave you all the Dodgers. Look at this. We got the LA Dodgers on the top right-hand side. We got a Dodgers background. I even changed the color of the banner so it's blue for the Dodgers.
Let the hate flow, John.
Let's talk about game one, though. Let's talk about game one and Logan Webb. That was just his first career postseason start, and he just took it to the Dodgers and went 7 innings, 5 hits, no earned runs, and 10 strikeouts. Just a great performance by Logan Webb. Anything you want to touch on that game, Bob?
Yeah, well, what I want to touch on is I don't know why the Dodgers were swinging at so much stuff in the dirt, but that's a good slider. Okay,
that's a great slider.
But on the Dodgers side, Walker Buehler made 2 bad pitches.
Yeah,
one to Buster Posey and one to Chris Bryant.
Yeah,
and basically that was the game right there.
Yeah, Buster crushed that.
And the Dodgers on Friday night did not know how to move runners around, especially with runners in scoring position. They couldn't get them in.
Yeah.
But Saturday night they rectified that Saturday night.
They did. And Saturday's game, it almost I know pitching. The Giants got off to he wasn't finding his stuff on Saturday. He was a little off. He did calm down, get his shit together. I think to me, I don't know if you saw. I know you watch how the Giants perform, but it seemed like they were a different team on Saturday. They weren't doing the things that they normally did. They weren't advancing runners. They were making mistakes with runners on base.
Well,
it just seemed like
they only had 3 base hits.
Right.
So there wasn't a whole lot of. So there wasn't a whole lot of chance to move runners around.
Well, they did it in the bottom innings in the 6th when they had the error. Unfortunately for what's his name, I can't remember his name. Batiste or Perez, who was that? It slid into 3rd, trying to get a triple out of that.
Oh, Wilmer Flores.
Flores.
He was going first to second on He was going first to 3rd on a base hit. And Mookie Betts posed his ass at 3rd.
Yeah, he did. And that was shocked me because I was like, there's the rally. There was the rally. And I thought that was going to be the rally. I thought for sure that was going to, maybe get 2-3 runs right there. And then eventually, but yeah, the Dodgers came out and after that inning, they just lit them up. It was just, I knew that was going to happen. I knew eventually the Dodgers bats were going to get hot and they were going to make a couple mistakes, and they did, and they paid for it. But we'll see tonight. We'll see tonight. Anything else you want to touch on that? What do you think about tonight, Bob? What is your outcome for tonight?
The outcome for tonight is Max Scherzer's pitching.
Yeah.
And they're going against Alex Wood. Now, Alex Wood has pitched twice against the Dodgers this year, and the Dodgers lit him up twice.
Yeah.
Alex Wood used to pitch for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, he pitched with them last year when they won the World Series. So if the Giants can jump on Alex Wood early, and Max Scherzer doesn't take 20 pitches every inning, then it'll be a Dodger win. But if Max wasn't good against the Cardinals, he only went 4 2/3 innings, but the bullpen came in. I mean, you know what I mean? If the Giants can make him work, there's a good shot Giants win.
Yeah. I'm going to throw out the score right now. Okay. 5-2 Giants.
Oh, 6-3 Dodgers? 6-3 Dodgers?
No, you can take your score. Don't try to change mine, Bob.
6-3 Dodgers?
Yeah. You notice that one, Jake? How you just 5-2 Giants.
No, I think tonight it's all about the Dodgers, and you guys will have to start Logan Webb tomorrow night to save the series. So Dodgers tonight, at least 6. I think it's gonna be 6-2.
Oh, all right.
The confidence there, man.
Yeah, you know, the blood runs blue in Bob. The blood runs blue in Bob.
Well, no, I'm just following Tom Lasorda, man. Tom Lasorda said, if you don't root for the Dodgers, there's a chance you may not get into heaven.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you think he gets away with saying that in today's world?
Who, Tom Lasorda?
Yeah.
Well, he ain't got to worry about it anymore. He passed away in February.
No, I'm just saying, if he were around, would he get away saying that in today's world?
Well, he said it last year.
Oh, yeah.
But in the other series, though, looks like Boston is up on Tampa Bay.
Yep.
Which means Boston will advance. If Boston wins.
Yeah, I'm scared of them. They're hot right now, and that's the team I'm worried about. But that, I'd be happy for them to beat Tampa and get them out of the way.
Well, I think Tampa was my only shot at Houston Astros losing, because I don't think Boston can beat Houston. I wish they would, because I think a Dodger Boston World Series would be awesome. The only problem is they start the playoffs too late. And you don't want to play in Boston in November because the weather is fucking.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy.
It would have been better, if it was the Dodgers and Tampa, because Tampa plays in a dome, the Astros play in a dome, Dodgers play in California. Yeah. But how many snow delays and rain delays will there be because we're playing baseball in freaking November?
Well, if it were to be either Boston and say Boston Giants, Boston Dodgers. Giants would get home field advantage, so they would get the home game. They would get the more games at home and in California than they would over in there. And how's that format? Is it 2-2-1?
Yes, it's 2-3-2.
2-3-2. Okay.
2-3-2 in the World Series.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering how that worked. Either way, the Giants or the Dodgers, if they advance, will end up getting home field advantage because of their records.
Right. Well, see, now the problem is who you're going to play, because right now, the Atlanta Braves are up 2-1 on the Brewers.
Yeah, that's a shocker too. I was just going to pull that game up,
and it really doesn't faze the Dodgers, because during the regular year, the Dodgers have a better record against both those teams.
Yeah,
where the Giants have a losing record against both.
Losing both. The Giants have nothing but bad luck against the fucking Braves. I mean, from the as far back as I can remember. When's the last time they truly beat them, dude?
Wasn't it 93?
Yeah. Oh no. Are you giving a shit for your Brewers? Your Brewers are done. Hey, Bob, let's give Morgan the official Atlanta Brave. Oh, Jake, you missed your shot there, Jake. To give
Darn.
No. Here's the deal. I think that if the Brewers go on, use Corbin Burns tomorrow on 3 days rest,
yeah,
and he pitches well, I think the Brewers will be in great shape when they come home.
Yeah.
But they're going to have to definitely win tomorrow because they're down 2-1.
Yeah.
It's tomorrow's win or go home. You break out Burns to like at least go 5 and then bring in the bullpen. Too bad you can't use that kid that broke his hand celebrating. But other than that,
well, we have to talk about the Astros White Sox series.
Although before we get that, the only thing that pisses me off today's game, is now Jock Peterson is a hero because he hit 2 home runs. The only time this kid shows up is in the playoffs.
In the playoffs, Jock
Peterson can hit 200 during the year, have 20 home runs, 500 strikeouts. The only time he comes through is in the playoffs. He hit a home run today, and now it's like King Jock. Although I gotta say, when he did it for the Dodgers, it was cool. Okay?
Yeah, I was waiting for that one.
When he did it for the Dodgers, it was cool. But now he's not doing it for the Dodgers. He's doing it for the Braves, but everyone's praising him like he's something special, but during the season he's not. He's just
Mr. October. I mean,
he's Mr. Mini October because there's only one Mr. October.
Yeah, there's only one, but he's shooting for that. He's shooting for that, Bob. I mean, every kid wants
Reggie Jackson hit 260.
Yeah, 260. Yeah. But every kid, it's when they're having that fantasy at bat, what are the two scenarios that are going through their heads? It's a postseason game, or it's game 7 of the World Series with 2 outs and a full count, and he hit that home run, baby.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the cheating Astros and the Chicago White Sox hanging on for dear life. I think that's done. What do you think, Bob?
Yeah, they're done. But the game got canceled today because of weather, so they're going to push it out. But they're good. Houston's good. They're good. But if I could just get past the fact they cheated in 2017 and 18, and they admitted it, but they really didn't apologize for it. I'd feel a lot better. But I don't. So
well, we talked about that. I mean,
I'm gonna be a bitter old man. I'm gonna be bitter as Jake every time the Blues get the Wild.
Every time Cousin throws an interception.
Oh, we're used to that. Come on now.
I show no more anger for that. Well, we talked about on prior shows about that, and we talked about how do you think we know that this year that they've been watched, they haven't cheated. If they do end up winning the World Series, do they get a little bit of that respect back as champions, or are they still they're done? Well, personally for yourself, but I'm thinking as far as the baseball community, Bob, do you think they get a little bit of that respect back?
They might.
They might. What do you think, Jake? Cheaters always cheaters?
Not in sports, no.
well,
wives, girlfriends.
That's a different story. That's a different story.
I bring that up because do you think that sticks with Belichick the rest of his career? I don't know how long it's going to be, but is he always going to be? Is he going to be Belichick, the guy with 6 Super Bowls, or is he Belichick that cheated?
Well, see, up in the Northeast and on media, Belichick's a god. But for everyone who's not a Patriots fan, we're going to remember that you got caught filming the walkthroughs when you played the Eagles and you played the Panthers, and you barely won the Super Bowl. Plus, you lost the tape of your walkthrough versus the Rams. So you got caught cheating.
Yeah.
You were suspended for a year. You paid a fine. But no one ever brings that up because the media doesn't want to talk about it, and they want to call him some genius. Yeah. Belichick is a great coach, okay? But there was some shady stuff, and it will always be part of his legacy.
Yeah.
All depending on who you talk to. Because if you talk to people in Houston didn't cheat. They're the best ever.
Yeah.
But the rest of the world knows they did.
Yeah, the rest of the world knows. Yeah, just curious to see if they do pull this off and end up getting into the World Series and winning it. Do they get a little bit? But like you and I both know, and I'm sure Jake knows, I mean, baseball fanatics or historians treat baseball as the almighty sport of all sports. And, you know, for a cheating team, look at the famous White Sox, right?
Right,
The
1919 White Sox.
That still comes up. That's 100 and some odd years.
Yeah, 103, 102 years. It was in 1919.
And they're still considered cheaters to this day, dude. All right.
Okay. Well, just one little quick thing. Then we'll go to hockey.
Yeah, go ahead.
Morgan, I hated Ryan Braun when it happened. Okay, because he stole the MVP. He stole the MVP from Matt Kemp, who was clean. Okay. Ryan Braun won it. Then he goes, I don't take steroids. Then 3 years later, oh, yeah, maybe I did take steroids. Okay. Fuck you, Ryan Braun. Okay. Now we can talk about hockey. John.
Yeah, it's hockey time with Mr. Jake. And Jake's got a new bumper. I worked on this baby. So here it goes.
He shoots, he scores! 1 for 1.
That is going wild. Score!
Game on!
And hockey talk with Mr. Jake, the voice, the God voice, the voice of God, whatever you want to call him, man.
Game on.
Game on.
So yeah, which part do you want me to start with?
Anything. It's your
I
segment.
have a question. Okay.
Yeah,
I have a question. What do you think the chances are that the Lightning repeat as Stanley Cup champions?
Ooh.
They actually have some good chances for it. They're looking pretty good still this year. I've seen them second or third on a lot of lists. Colorado was first. Seeing Colorado first a lot. I know they had a good year last year. I think they had some injuries and stuff that kind of messed them up, but I'm seeing Colorado first, and yep, Tampa Bay still second or third. So
now, what were some of the biggest offseason moves that teams made, like free agents and stuff?
Biggest one I can attest to was the Minnesota Wild. They let Suter and Parise go. They signed them to, I think it was 13-year, $98 million contracts each.
Wow.
And came over 2011 or 12, and they let them go this year.
Yeah, I was telling you at the beginning of the show, I didn't realize there was that kind of money floating around in hockey, man.
I was looking it up before here. Ovechkin is the highest paid. He has a $124 million contract.
For how many years?
124, 13.
13 years? Oh, that's a
13,
stretch. Yeah. Also, how is that? Is their contract structured kind of? Is it structured like the NBA? Not the NBA, but football. Is it year to year, or can they cut you in 1 year and you're kind of gone? Or do you know how their contracts are structured? Do you have any ideas?
It's more complicated. There's a lot of weird little stuff that goes in there, but some of them are straight, like that person we were talking about. Like he gets $2.5 million or whatever every year, guaranteed, no matter what. They don't have
no matter what, yeah.
Stuff, but
yeah,
the cap stuff gets kind of funky, and getting all that mixed around and moved around and whatnot. So yeah.
Okay, so see, this hockey is going to be all new to us this year, to me, because I didn't realize there is a salary cap per team in hockey as well. Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna be throwing all kinds of. I will be. I don't know. Bob probably has more hockey knowledge than I do, but I didn't realize there was a salary cap in there. So it's all generated from revenue and ticket sales, and so depending on that, that's where that number fluctuates per team every year.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And now I'm going to throw you the question. My question: How am I the only team that I love and still represent in Philadelphia is my Flyers? That's the only team that I still love and represent. Jake lost audio. Jake lost audio.
What? Huh? Hey, hi. You guys hear me still?
Come on. Are they that bad or that good?
So they've had a few rough years. We'll say that for now. They were doing okay-ish. They had some phenomenal years. They were in the finals, the semifinals every year, just destroying it. I think they might have had the highest scoring postseason game, if I remember right.
Yeah.
There was one year they just killed it, and then they got Dave Hextall showed up. They went down, and then Dave Hextall came in, and they kind of got a little bit better there. He went from Division I hockey to pro hockey coaching. So, and then they removed him, and they've been rebuilding, is what they say in hockey, the last few years.
Yeah. I was looking at their postseason schedule here, and it looks like they win, they lose, they win, they lose, they win, they lose.
Yeah.
So they lost to the Capitals, like October 8th, 5-3.
They're in a tough division, though.
They're in a tough division. They've
got the two New York teams. They've got Boston. They've got Pittsburgh. They've got Washington. So it's a tough division. So I think Washington won it a couple years ago. Boston did a couple of years ago. Like it's a tough one.
Yeah, and Jake will have more hockey stuff as the season starts, and we just wanted him on for episode 1 as part of our show tonight so he can answer some of our questions, because I have a couple of questions. And this is funny because I thought about this all week. Hockey has to have the most roughest and toughest minor leagues than any sport in history. I thought about this really hard. I thought about, would I rather be a minor league player in baseball, basketball, or football, or hockey? And then I thought of the beatings that these guys have to take in the minor leagues in hockey, and I thought that would be the last place I want to be, is a minor league hockey team out in Stockton, California, getting my ass beat. Yeah, go ahead, Bob.
Some of the best times that I've had in the last 15 years is going to Stockton and watching the Heat. All right, because they drop gloves all the time.
Yeah,
we went to one game and we didn't see the game the night before. As soon as the first puck dropped, they were dropping gloves because they still had issues from the night before. They dropped gloves as soon as they dropped the puck and went at it. Minor league hockey is awesome to watch because the guys with the skills look great, but you can see that the guys who are going to be the goons and thugs, they are even more prevalent in minor leagues because I saw this one dude. He was like 6'7" for playing for Alaska. He just took his stick and like hit the guy over the head, and then because Alex Huxley was like 6 foot, maybe 175, and this guy was like 6'7". And he's taking his hockey stick to him over the head. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, what's this, WWF? But no, but it's also fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like I said, the guys who have skills and are going to the NHL, they look so much better than the guys who aren't. They're just skating rings around these people, which was totally awesome. But minor league hockey is a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I think with minor league hockey, you have those thugs to protect those guys that are going to make it into the pros.
Well,
you need like 6 thugs. Yeah.
Gretzky had Mark Messier when he was up in Edmonton.
Yeah.
Because nobody messed with Gretzky because they were going to get their asses kicked.
Yeah.
And that's what you got. If you got a high profile scorer, Crosby for Pittsburgh. If you have guys who can skate and score, they got a couple guys who will rough you up if you go after them, which is cool.
Yeah.
Although I have a question for Jake.
Yeah. All right, Jake.
Okay, Jake. Explain to me icing.
Icing. Yeah, that one's a hard one for me.
Till you see it a few times, then it's super simple. So each end of the rink behind the goalie, right? There's a red line.
Right.
Center of the rink, there's a red line.
Mm-hmm.
The puck is passed, so if you're defending this way, or I'm sorry, if you're attacking this way, right? You shoot the puck on this side of center, and it doesn't touch anybody the whole way down, that's icing.
That's icing.
And it's got to be and it's got to cross 2 of the red lines, right?
Well, yeah, middle and the middle and the one.
Yeah,
the goalie
because
line.
I always heard it was blue line if you went past the blue line twice. But I find it interesting though, which is very fair though. On a power play, there is no icing because you just went clear your zone, which is
as
awesome.
long as you're the defending team. The
Right,
attacking team can still ice,
right.
but the defending team cannot ice. Yep.
Yeah, they can clear that. I mean, and that's what a lot of times, I've probably been to about like maybe 5 Sharks games, but I've been to like 20 minor league hockey games, and always trying to explain that one to like someone who's a novice.
Yes.
Well, how come they stop the play? Well, you can't icing. What's icing? Okay, it's not the stuff on top of cakes, right? It's
Right.
Yeah.
when you see it a few times, it is, and the same thing with offsides too. Offsides is the blue line. You can't cross the attacking team can't cross until the puck is over. So
Well,
no, just in case anyone's listening who doesn't know.
yeah.
Well,
It's really good to see it.
Yeah, Jake will get more in depth as we go on episodes. But Jake, I'm going to put you on the spot here. The team to look out for and a team that's going to win it. Give me a head. Give me your. I'm going to Vegas tomorrow. Who am I putting my money on?
I hate to say it because they're in our division, but Colorado looks good. Colorado looks really, really good this year.
And who's going to be the surprise team this year?
I'm going to say Minnesota. I think they're going to be a little bit of a surprise for people because we lost. This is the first year that we won't have Suter and Parisi. Yeah. Suter's been our rock for defense, but I think we have a bunch of younger people that have been under him for the last 3-4 years.
Yeah.
We signed Kirill Kaprizov, the Russian.
The Russian.
I believe he's from Russia. We got him re-signed for like a 5-year deal as well too. So our front lines are going to look good. Defense, I think, is going to look pretty good too. So
nice. I always wondered, do those Russian hockey players, do they actually stay in town? They actually buy homes and stay in town, or
I would think they have to.
I think they have to stay here for a certain amount of time, and how all that works, because most of them aren't U.S. citizens. I'm sure they're not U.S. They're on hockey work visas, Bob.
I think Canada has that.
You must go now. Hockey season's over. You must go now.
Back to Mother Russia.
I take my vodka and I go.
No, leave the vodka. We'll take the vodka.
Yeah, leave the vodka. You just gotta go, man.
I'm gonna pass on Russian potato vodka. I've had it. I'm gonna pass on that one. Well, thanks, Jake, for the hockey update. Like I said, it's still postseason. Jake is gonna be. Go ahead, Jake.
Season starts tomorrow. Tomorrow is a puck drop. Tampa's doing the raising of their championship. I think it's at 7:30. 7:30 on ESPN, and then the new team this year, the Seattle Kraken, they start. There's a two-header game tomorrow on ESPN. First one's at like 7:30 Eastern, I think. And then
I forgot to talk about that.
Yeah, the Seattle Kraken. Now, how was their draft?
Good. I mean, it's the expansion draft, so they get to choose certain players from each team.
Right.
Yep.
Because when Vegas had their expansion draft, they were in first place the whole year.
Of course they were.
What is that, Jake? Is that one player from each team, or is it?
It's one or two. So each team gets to select like 7 or 8 people that they cannot take at all.
Okay.
And then they get to choose from the rest of the pool. So it's kind of a weird game because this team could say, well, we have a bunch of good forwards, and this one could say we have a bunch of good defense, so they can almost like work together in tandem and say,
God, Bob, can you imagine if they did that with a new NFL team? Can you imagine that?
They do that when they on the expansion draft, but I think they get to protect like 30 people.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get any starters. You're going to get guys on the bench.
Yeah, you're getting.
But no, that's just a cool name, man. The Seattle Kraken.
Yeah. Cool looking logo.
I can't wait to see the logo, man.
Do you think?
It's cool. It's really cool.
It's going to be a thing up there. You think they're going to get the fan base they need to stay in operation?
We'll see. They had one before. I can't remember how many years ago.
Oh, long time ago.
Long time.
Aren't the Canucks still in Vancouver?
They are. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So because that's the fan base they're going to pull from is the Canucks.
Yeah.
Yep. But Seattle fans are, football fans in Seattle, right?
Well, I put Seattle fans like a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but Giants fans, they're you winning, you show up. You don't win, you don't show up. I'm not one of those guys, but I'm saying, hey, don't shake your head, Bob. What are Dodgers fans known for? Let's show up in the seventh inning because
Dodger fans are known for the fact for the last 25 years they've led the league in attendance, averaging over 3.5 million fans per season.
Yeah, but they don't show up till
nobody has outdone attendance over the Dodgers, regardless if the Dodgers are winning or losing. Yeah. They still draw at least 3.5 million fans per year.
Yeah, but they don't show up till like the fourth, fifth inning.
Have you seen freaking traffic in LA?
Blame the traffic. I knew he was going to blame the traffic. All right.
Besides that, they leave early.
Yeah, they leave early too.
They are on the northern tip of South Central LA.
Yeah, Jake. They show up the fifth inning. They leave at the 7. So they
no. They are. Swear to God, they are on the northern tip of South Central LA.
Yeah, it's bad.
Probably one of the roughest areas of LA. And because I went to a Dodger game one night and we got lost and we're driving through like 5th and Mariposa and there's still burned out buildings from the 93 riots and stuff. I'm like, dude, we're the only white people here. Okay.
Yeah, you are.
Well, no, it's just like Oakland. If you go to the backside of the Coliseum, it's like it's the hood. So you gotta know how to get in and out. And thank God I worked in Oakland for like 10 years as a salesman. I know all the back streets I can get out without getting shot.
Yeah, you end up on 98th Avenue going, what the fuck?
I've been there. 98th and Caspian, delivering Newports in the open.
All right, let's jump into our last topic before we head on out of here, and that is Sage Steele getting it. I went with the timeout because there's no official. They haven't officially said that she's. It's weird how they worded it, to be honest with you, what they're actually doing with her. They didn't say they're suspending her. They're just saying she's going to go away for a little bit. That's how they worded it. I just started laughing. Go ahead, Bob.
I think it's stupid, but the problem was, and this is how the whole thing started, was she was filling out her census and she was complaining about the fact that she is half Black and half Irish. And there wasn't a spot on the census for that. It was just either or.
Yeah.
And then she made a comment, well, Obama was raised by his white mom. What did he put on his census?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that got the whole ball rolling about she's a racist now.
Right. Here, I'll go through the 3 major comments of her statement. Steele said she respects an individual's decision. We'll go through each one of these. Individual decisions to get, this is what it all started from, a decision to get the COVID-19 vaccine, but not to mandate it. It's sick and it's scary to me. That started the whole ball rolling on what she was going through. And this was on the uncut with Jay Cutler, right?
Jay Cutler.
Yeah, Jay Cutler and his podcast. And that was the first statement she brought up, which I think is legit. If you want to get, that's your choice. It shouldn't be mandated. And this was a mandate that ESPN is making all their employees do. There's ESPN saying, you want to work here, you're going to have to get a COVID-19 shot. And basically, that was the first statement that started it all. How do you feel about that? I mean, that's your right. Bob, am I right? I mean, she has a right to say that.
It's your right to say it, yes.
Yeah. Jake, how about you, bud?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless she has something in her contract that says do not say anything about COVID mandates. But I don't think they had that.
I'm sure that's not been it's been added. The second I'm sure ESPN has now put that down in their new anyone now getting hired will have to sign that. She also spoke to Cutler about identity as mixed race woman, questioning Obama's decision to identify as Black on the census. I'm like, well, congratulations. This is quote from her. I'm like, well, congratulations to the president. That's his thing. I think that's frustrating considering his Black dad was nowhere to be found, but his white mom and grandma raised him. But hey, you do you, I'm going to do me. That's what she said. Okay. What do you? I hate doing these topics, but what do you got, Bob? What do you say to that one? Is she still safe? Is she halfway to home?
3 years ago, 3 years ago, she was safe.
3 years ago.
Now you're not. Because of identity politics, you're not safe to say anything bad anymore. Okay. 3 years ago, she gets away with it.
Yeah.
Not now. You can't do it, which is stupid.
But she's black. She's black.
Huh?
She's black, though.
She is black.
I mean, you think she'd be okay saying that?
Well, I mean, she's in the same boat. Like I said,
Yeah.
her dad was black, her mom was white. And you know what? I think she has every right to say it. I think but in the political world now, it's just unless you're like totally PC, you can't say anything, which is crazy.
Yeah, unless you're a certain individual that works for ESPN that gets away with saying that stuff.
Yeah.
His name would be Bob.
Stephen A. Smith.
The last quote that got her in trouble. And this one, I kind of get her point, but then I kind of don't. Okay, Steele also commented about female sports reporters and sexual harassment, saying that women need to be responsible. And it isn't just on players and athletes and coaches to act a certain way. That was a third one that got her in trouble. Jake's shaking his head. What do you got, Jake? Throw it out there.
I don't understand why that got her in trouble. It seemed, I mean,
you think it wouldn't, right?
She didn't say anything like, female reporters are, messing around all the time or anything. She's just like, we all need to be respectful of each other is what I'm taking it as.
That's how I look at it. And she's not calling them out on dress attire, flirtating, and because I mean, okay, there's been a couple interviews on the sidelines where I got that feeling like she's just happy to be there, and she's got those ghost eyes, and she's just in fantasy land while she's talking to this athlete. But I've never seen any of them really kind of, touchy-feely flirtation. Flirtate. That word kills me every time. But I haven't seen that, and I haven't seen any of them dress inappropriately for an interview on the sidelines. Have you guys? You seen cleavage? You seen cleavage, Bob?
No, not really, because like ABC, ESPN, CBS, NBC, they make sure that the ladies cover up. Okay. Now I have seen some in college football, some sideline reporters. Yeah, they're showing cleavage and stuff, and maybe their pants are too tight, But it's because Jamil Hill, I watched an interview today with Jamil Hill, and I hate her guts, but she went off about, Sage Steele said, well, if you dress that way, then you're whatever. She didn't really say that.
Yeah.
But Jamil Hill is just mad because she's no longer on ESPN. She's not relevant. So anytime they call her up to like talk about something, but there was a story back in the late 2000s, around 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
Okay. There was a female reporter, Bonnie Bernstein, who was just coming up in the NFL sidelines and stuff. But back in the early 2000s, she was a local reporter covering the Patriots. Now, rumor has it that she frequented the locker room maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times to engage in adult behavior with some of the Patriots.
Right.
Tom Brady could have been one of them. We don't know because no one's talking about it. But then Bonnie Bernstein comes out like 8 years later, and she's talking about how football players treat female sideline reporters.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't act like a hooker, then they won't treat you like a hooker. Okay.
Right.
Basically, because you never heard of Melissa Stark.
Right.
She was always, who are some of the other sideline reporters? I'm trying to think. Pam Oliver, never, complained.
Pam Oliver, yeah.
Melissa Stark, Pam Oliver.
Well, what's her name that does
Erin Andrews. Erin Andrews.
Yeah.
Erin Andrews just fooled around with hockey players.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's her name that does the Sunday night game, Bob?
Michelle Tafoya?
Yeah. I never seen.
No, Jake, I just say that about hockey players because she was caught in Vegas in a hotel room.
Oh, yeah.
With a hockey player doing drugs and stuff. Okay?
Oh, I know. I remember that. And those players didn't care if they got caught.
Hookers and blow.
What are you going to do? Deport me to Russia?
But the whole thing is I think that in today's society, you got to watch what you say. And even though you really didn't say anything horribly bad.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, ESPN is a politically they're to the left, and you have to follow their agenda. And if you go off your agenda, you're going to get busted. Well, and it's unfortunate because I like Sage Steele.
Well, what I see happening here, and to be honest, we brought up Stephen A. I see a bunch of people throwing out the two standard differences between the female saying it, the black female saying it, and the black male co-host or whatever he is saying it. It looks like ESPN is making a standard. It's okay if you're a man, but if you're a woman, we're going to punish you for it. That's what I think is going to end up happening in this situation if they pursue this and say, if she loses her job over this, that's exactly what I see is happening with ESPN. And people are going to say, well, wait a minute here. Why does Stephen A. Smith get to say all this nonsense? And why are you punishing the female co-host or host? She's actually a host. She has her own. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's a host, right? Sunday football. Mm-hmm. So that's what I see happening. And hopefully ESPN realizes that as well, because I see them getting into a lot of trouble with this situation. Yes.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I mean, but ESPN right now is on a tear firing female hosts because they fired Katie Nolan. Yeah, they got rid of Rachel Nichols.
That's the other thing. They're firing female hosts.
There was another female host who got let go this week as well, Sage Steele. And, I mean, ESPN, their rankings, their ratings are horrible.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're trying to be prevalent. Sage Steele, trust me, if they let her go tomorrow, Sage Steele will go work with Jason Whitlock somewhere, or she'll go to Fox Sports.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And I mean, look at Marissa Taylor. Marissa Taylor blackmailed her way out of ESPN to an NBC job. Marissa Taylor's horrible on screen, especially the awkwardness with her and Drew Brees, because she basically called Drew Brees a racist.
Yeah.
When he took the stand about the American flag.
Yeah.
And now she's got to work with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marissa Taylor's horrible.
Yeah. Well, that is our show, episode 1 in the books. We thank you everybody for watching. If you like this new format, we're going to try to do this we're not going to try. We are going to do this every week. Jake will be back. Jake, you want to be back next week, or you want to wait 1 week into the season? You let me know. What you want to do.
Let's wait 1 week, because I know tomorrow's the opener, season opener for hockey, but like the Wild don't play until Saturday. That's their first.
That's important.
Well, but let's get a couple of weeks out, see where people are at, kind of flushed, and let's wait a couple of weeks on that.
Yeah,
that works.
Okay. And Jake, just for you, I will follow a hockey team this year just so we can talk. I'm going to adopt the Seattle Kraken as my team.
I adopted the Flyers
them and see how they do.
I adopted the Flyers. I'm
awesome.
Recording all the Flyer games, so I'll be watching them on my DVR. So get ready for Kraken and Flyer talk.
Wild
Wild
Kraken Flyer talk.
And maybe for our good friend Nick Orlando, we might throw in a little Tampa Bay Lightning hockey in there.
Only when they lose.
Only when they lose. Yeah.
Okay. Well, as we depart the show, I just have one little comment for the listening audience.
Yeah.
Morgan.
Is that officially out now? Are they officially?
No. They play tomorrow.
No, but do they still officially do that? I haven't watched the Braves. I think that's a no-no now.
Still does. Because they're in a Republican state, and so does the Florida State Seminoles, who started it, and they're in a Republican state.
Yeah. All right. That's good to know.
All right.
All right, guys. Thank you again. We'll see everybody next Monday again, 6 p.m. to 7 for now on, guys. We are out of here.